everybody, I'm Vasel,
Jason Levine.
and today we're looking at Haithabu. Now, this game has a really, in my opinion, beautiful box cover.
Gorgeous. I love the way it's a tapestry.
Right, it looks really nice. It's a game about delivering goods, yeah, shocking there,
Yes.
from one spot to another. But it has some interesting mechanisms, and at least one I don't think I've seen in a game before. There's a free market, there's a lot of things in it, but there's something new. It's by Spielworks. They have a kind of reputation for the heavier Euro games. This fits in that category.
Yep.
Let's take a look. So here's the board, and you'll see there's a lot of cubes down here. Each of these cubes counts as one of the different resources, and each of these resources has a marker on the track, and that track is going to show how valuable that good is at any point in time. Now, players are going to have workers. This is a worker placement game, and the game is going to take place over 8 seasons, and during those seasons, players are going to be placing their workers out. They're going to either be placing them on this wheel, or they're going to be placing them down in the market. When they place them in the market, you're simply just going to buy as many goods from whichever spot you put them in at that price, and then the price is going to change based on whether you bought or you sold them, going up or down. And you also, on your turn, you have the ability to hire a neutral worker. There's 3 of them. You can use these workers. The first person to hire one pays 40, then 30, then 20. So they are expensive to be the first person, but if someone else does it, it's easier. Now, when you go into the wheel, the first thing we want to talk about is the fact that the wheel is in darkness and in light. If you ever go to put a worker on the action side of the darkness, and this is important because this wheel is going to be rotating as the game goes by each turn, and so the different actions will be in the darkness. But when you go to the darkness, you have to roll a die. Now, you can pay 20 to roll a second die and choose which one, but regardless, whatever you roll, you have to do. So, for example, if you roll 5, you're fine, nothing happens. If you roll 1, you can, from another player, from each other player, you get a good or 10 coins or a victory point. But if you roll a storm, you have to return one of your transport vehicles, and if you don't have any, you lose 2. So there's a good chance something bad will happen to you here, but you can pay for an extra die. So hopefully, if you're rolling 2 dice, so I roll 2 dice, well, I roll 2 6s. Well, that's good here because all other players return a good. But if I roll 2 different numbers, then I can pick between those numbers. So the different spots, as you put them down here, each spot you can only put 1 worker of each of color on a spot. So once you pick a spot, you can't do that spot again. Although if you get a neutral worker, you can do the same action because they are a different color. Some of these spots allow you to buy and sell from the market 1 to 3 goods. Although you get a better rate if you use the wheel, although you're limited to goods. Others will allow you to essentially get a transport vehicle. Now, each player has in front of them a player board, and as you get cubes, they go to your warehouse. But for you to fulfill orders, each player will start with an order, but actions will give you more orders. So to fulfill this order, which is worth points at the end of the game, 8 points, I'll need 1 orange, 3 grays, and 3 reds. To take this order costs 140 coins, but as time goes by, I want to get it so I get the 8 points. So to fulfill this order, I need to get those cubes out of my trading post. Well, the cubes come in the warehouse. You need transport vehicles. You have a spot to put a ship, which, so there's different actions that let you get transport vehicles. So this one will transport any 2 cubes. This one will transport 3 orange. Or you can take a cart. This one transports 4 of any type and 5 green. And you can transport, when you use the transport ability, you can take up to that many cubes of the types it has and move them over here. Then this vehicle goes away. So you're going to be, as time goes by, trying to get the right cubes into your warehouse, get the transport vehicles then built, use those transport vehicles to move the cubes from the warehouse to the trading post, then using the trading post to fulfill the different orders to get the victory points on them. And as you fulfill orders, more orders are going to come out. And so players are going to be going back and forth and doing this. In between the different rounds of the game, the prices are going to fluctuate. You roll dice to see how the prices fluctuate. the wheel will turn, and a few other things will happen. But that's pretty much the whole game. But there's one more critical part to the game, and that's these character cards. Each player will start with one, but one of the actions gives you these, and these will modify the different actions. For example, here, if you take the Seer, that second event die is free. You don't have to pay for it, so you always get it. This one here lets you be the start player, and whenever the game changes, you get 10 coins. This one here, you can hire neutral workers for half the price. The trader lets you buy for one lower price level and sell for one higher. Here, when there's a carpenter, you can pick the wagons and ships. The imposter, when you turn the action disc, you can move the action wheel. Here, when orders are scored, you get an extra point plus 10 coins for the order. You can transport any 2 additional goods when you move stuff. And you have no warehouse fees because you have to pay for the stuff that's in your warehouse from round to round. And so these cards are, when you take one of these, you put a marker on, and that turn, it can't be stolen. But in future turns, when you use the action, you can take these cards from another player. So money's a pretty big deal. You're going to have to fulfill these orders, so I need to fulfill this order to get the 8 points and 220 coins. But at the same time, you might run out of money, so you can take loans. Of course, if you don't pay them back, you're going to lose. You have to pay a lot of money back, and you lose a lot of points if you don't pay them. When the game ends, you're going to be getting points from all the points you've accumulated during the game. You'll be changing your money into points, and the character cards that you have are worth points, and whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. One last thing I should mention, they have these little mini wheels, so each player can have them, so you can look at the actions. This is just something that you can look at on your turn rather than have to lean over the board and look here. Okay, so Haithabu has a couple things in it. Okay, first of all, we want to talk about there's a market involved, a buying and selling market, which is not really that different. There's one good that's better than the other good, which is better than another good.
Yeah, that's kind of the price difference, and but they're not really rarer because the goods when they come out, even if they're not in the market, you can still buy them from off the market when the market runs out. So they're not that much rarer.
No, but I'm saying they're harder to get. There's like a not rare, but they get you more points when you use them. So therefore they cost more. I'm sorry. So I'm just saying supply and demand type thing. It's nothing really that new. There's 2 things in this game that are new. One of them is when you do a certain action, if you happen to have that character, you get like a bonus of that action. So you start with a different character.
Yes.
And as the game goes by, you can buy more of them. And I like the fact that when you buy it, someone can't steal it from you right away, but they can steal it later on.
Yeah, so people can steal your special action, your special
Some of those
power.
Guys are clearly better than others, I think.
Yes. There are ones that are better than others, but that's why they get stolen.
I wish that they had made them a little bit more balanced, maybe. Because some of them, I don't want that guy, but I'll take it because he's worth at least some points, maybe.
Yes.
The other big thing about this game is this wheel here, which, incidentally, you have to glue this on. These pieces have to be glued to the board.
I was surprised about the glue aspect because I was thinking like Sulkin, how they have the little hole in the board and you put the little snap to snap it in, and then this you had a glue in, which was very different.
So what we have here is kind of an action selection process, which is almost like a rondelle, where you get to pick the different things on here, and depending on whether it's in daytime or nighttime, daytime no problem, nighttime, then you have to roll a die and something happens to you. Now this rolling the die and something happens to you, I believe, is your favorite part of the game?
Okay, so let me explain. I love this wheel. I love the fact that there's things in the light, things in the dark, and if you do a light action, it's a safe action. If you do a dark action, you have to take a chance. Now, but the dice is awful. And the reason it's awful is because 2 out of 6 of the dice rolls hurts everyone else at the table but you. So you could go for a second die, you can take the character that gives you a second die, and you could keep going for the dark spots on purpose to roll that and have a good chance at hurting everyone else. And you're not only helping yourself with an action in the dark side that might be a good action that you need, but you're hurting someone else. And that took away so much from this game because this game is a game about planning. It's about you take your goods, you need to first buy your goods, then you need to buy your ships, then you need to ship the goods, then from there you need to put the goods into your things to get points or sell the goods back. So you have this whole process and it takes about 5-6 actions to do this. Someone rolls 1 die on you, either a 1 or a 6, and boom, you just lost a good, and you just lost everything, and now you're 6 actions behind because you cannot fulfill what you needed to fulfill. And to me, the dice rolling ruins what I thought was a really good game, but it is such a bad mechanic and so random that I didn't like it.
I think it's a good mechanism, badly implemented. All right? And here's what I mean. I think if this chart had been here and all the low numbers were bad, but they were bad for you.
Correct.
And then the high numbers are good, but they're good for you.
Yes.
Then you have, when you take the action, instead of rolling extra dice, you just simply modify your die roll, like add 1 or add 2. Gives you a better chance to get good things. So you're taking a risk. Maybe you'll get something bad, but maybe you'll get something good. That's your risk. What he's complaining about, and I agree, is someone else is taking a risk, and I'm the one who pays for it. I just spent my whole action playing it safe to some degree. Jason says, I'm going crazy. I'm going to roll the dice multiple times. Oh, you didn't lose 1 good. You lost 2 goods this turn. And I'm like, what? How could I have stopped that? And the answer is nothing. There's absolutely nothing you can do to stop that other than buy tons of goods to stop the, if I have to lose good, I got some extra goods. And that's a waste of time.
Yes.
But I'll go a step farther. I actually dislike the fact that it takes 6 actions to do anything. Okay, I got to get the carts here, then I got to get the goods here, then I got to move them here, then these carts magically disappear, and then I can use these goods to fulfill this. And that's just one step too many for me.
See, I disagree with you there. I like that. I mean, that's the heart of a Euro game, and this has a great mechanic of that because it really feels like you're doing what you would call trading and selling goods. You're buying goods from a market, then you have to get a cart or a boat that you have to rent. You're basically paying to buy these things. So you're renting a cart or a boat to take your goods from your market to your trading post, and at your trading post you're trying to sell these goods or you're trying to manufacture the goods into a product. And I really felt like that felt like a good mechanic. It was really Euro, it was really thinky, it was really well done. The dice rolling ruined it all. I mean, but this game has so many good things going for it. Like,
It's also in my opinion, it's 1 round too many. The game is a little too long.
No, to me it didn't feel long. Here's the thing about it is I really liked it. I loved everything about it. I enjoyed the game a lot.
Except for this.
Except for that, and that takes away so much from it. And I hate that because I really wanted to like this more than I did, but I can't get over that because, and we played it more than once, so it's not like it was the one time, but the second time we played it, I played it with someone who had played it the first time, and he decided he was just going to purposely go for dark spots to mess with me the whole game. And I'm sitting there going, I can't do anything.
But he messed
with everyone. Well, not mess with me, but mess with everyone. He's like, my whole strategy, I'm going to go for dark spots every time, do all the dark actions, which sometimes are the better actions because they're in the dark. And he had the 2 dice guy. Even when he didn't, he would pay the 20 to take the second die. And he was, hey, I have a 2 out of chance. So instead of 1/3 of the time, 1/3 times 1/3 of the time, and more of the time, you get to pick which die you want. You're picking the die that hurts everyone else. And some of them, nothing happens to him anyway because one of the dice doesn't even affect him. And I think once the whole game, he rolled twice of things that would affect him, so he was forced to affect. And affecting everyone else, I did okay in that game. I think I actually still won the game. But the other person who was playing with us got affected so bad that he was so far in last, I think he scored like 10 points the whole game. But I don't like when someone else can roll dice and affect you, and it hurt the game too much from everything else. So don't get me wrong, if you guys like good mechanics, I feel like you should get rid of the dice. I would play this game without the dice in a heartbeat. I love the trading. I love the rondelle of actions. I love how different actions do different things. I would play it without the dice, but I don't know if you can because it's designed to have dice.
There are better games. What's your awesomeness rating?
Unfortunately, a 4.
Well, surprisingly enough, Jason and I agree once again. I will also give it a 4, but I'm not as upset over the dice as Jason is, but the game is too long and too repetitive for what it is. There's lots of games out there where you can get goods and turn them into points. This one needs to offer me something new. The wheel's interesting, the characters are interesting, but they're kind of negated by the dice, so they're not as interesting. Game's a little too long, so a blah for me. Unfortunately, because I really wanted to like it.
Me too, and I love the cover. I love the tapestry. I loved everything about it. The dice just turned it so off for me.
Haithabu.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.